Are you trying to learn guitar and feeling frustrated that it's taking too long to learn, or it's too hard, or it's just not really any fun? If that's the case, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to talk about the easy and fun way that you can learn guitar and make it interesting and exciting every day. My goal here with this video is to help you start on your journey. Learning a guitar is not a 5-minute task. It's going to take a lot of time, but the time that you put in should be enjoyable. One of the challenges I personally have is that I'm also singing and writing songs at the same time that I'm also trying to expand my guitar experience. And because of that, I want to make it sure that it's fun to use the guitar, because if it's not, I'm just not going to spend the time on it. Like most of you, I have a busy life. I have kids and I have things to do in the home and work and other things that take up my time, and being able to spend time using the guitar is enjoyment for me, not tedious or boring. So I hope that my process that I'm going to walk through makes it more interesting for you and something that you can stick with so you can actually learn. Before we jump in, I just thought I'd give a little bit of background around the angle that I come at learning guitar from. I am self-taught in learning guitar. I don't have any real music experience prior to this. I have learned everything from YouTube videos or books that have maybe a sheet that shows what the different chord structures are, and everything else is just actually getting on the guitar and learning. I talked about the being self-taught piece. The other thing is that I also sing and I write songs. So I really have 3 things going on here at once, not just one. It's not like I have infinite time to spend on learning. My goal today is to be able to share how to get going quickly on learning guitar and really get you started on what I call a journey of learning guitar, because it's not just a 5-minute thing that you learn. There's people who spend years learning. Today, I want to talk about what you really need to know in order to get started on learning guitar. And I'm talking about more of a self-taught approach that is a little bit different than some other teachers start with learning scales or learning specific chords. And while that is an element of your learning experience with the guitar, you don't have to do that. So I'm going to be coming at this challenge, we'll say, of learning guitar from a different perspective. The first thing you're going to need for this, obviously, is a guitar. This is a 3/4 size Cordoba acoustic guitar with nylon strings on it. And for a beginner, it's a good guitar because the nylon strings don't hurt your fingers. And for me, it's the right size for me. It's a little bit smaller than a full-size guitar, so it's a little bit easier for me to reach all the frets. We'll get into what the frets are next. The other thing that a lot of people think they need, but you don't really need in the beginning, and that's a pick. For me, I didn't start using a pick at all. I'm not even sure how to hold it at this point, but as a beginner, especially on an acoustic guitar, you're not going to need a pick, and it will be a lot easier to have one less thing to worry about when you're first beginning. You're going to need a song to play. You can either use, if you have access to some books that have some songs in them. If you don't, that's okay. You can just do a quick search online, and there's lots of apps out there that you can use to find the songs. And the songs that I'm talking about, and I'll show a picture here, are the songs that have the lyrics for the song, and then they'll show the letter that is the chord for that part of the song. In order to play the lettered chords, you're going to need what those letters mean. What are these chord diagrams? And I actually put together a free download for you so that if you want to have that as a takeaway, you can use that in your early days of learning guitar. And if you want to know other ones, you can use Ultimate Guitar. It has it right in the app if you want to look up chords and alternative chords as well, if there's a chord that the shape is more complex than what you're able to play. And the reason I want to start with the chords is because you can quickly learn songs this way. So with just, and I'll give you an example, the song Fire Away by Niall Horan, you only need 2 chords, and one is A, which is in the diagram, and the other is D. And you just go between those 2 chords. So once you learn those 2 chords, you just go back and then you can sing along with the song. So what I'm trying to show here is that you can quickly And now for you, this is going to take some time to be able to make that shape with your hand on and press the strings down. That's going to take some effort and practice, but I wanted to show how quickly, learning just a couple of things, you could be on your way to starting to learn. And that's the whole purpose of this video today for me, is to share how to begin. And so if I pull over my guitar here, so when you're looking at the chord diagrams, they usually start with all the way to the left on the diagram is going to be this top string. So if you're looking at it this way, so from your left to right is what you're going to be looking at. So when it tells you to press down a string in a particular fret, you're going to count 1, 2, 3 this way, and then from here you're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so you're going to go down from top to bottom. And so just keep that in mind. And if you want, I actually have created that free chord diagram download, so you can go check that out afterward. I'll put a link in the description for that. Example would be the G chord, which is one string in here on the second fret, and then the first one on there on the third fret, and then you're going to have to put your finger all the way down to the bottom to get the last string on the bottom in that same fret line. Now that's a G chord. That's a little bit harder than some of the other ones that you can learn, but I just thought I would show it so you kind of get the idea that really you're looking, those diagrams that you're looking at, it tells you which fret to put your finger, and then it's telling you which string to put it. And once you learn that, it unlocks everything that you need to know about playing virtually any song if you're going to be playing just the chords. How do I strum is the next piece. So if you like this content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It will really help my channel as I continue to grow. Thanks. All right, so let's jump into song selection. We're not all going to be playing Hotel California and doing all of the more complicated types of what I call individual note picking on the guitar. At this phase, you're just learning the very basics of how to strum the chords. And so it's learning how to press the chord so that you can play it, and then change between chords, and then sing the lyrics and getting the beat down for the song and getting what that rhythm is. Those are the things that you're learning at this phase of learning guitar. And for me, this was the best way and quickest way to ramp up. So what I wanted to do is talk about songs that you want to play. So I typically like to sing songs that are, I think of songs from my childhood every now and then. Sound of Silence is one that I started learning. Another one is Sugar Sugar by the Archies. Also, I like the song from Breakfast Club, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. So these are songs that, you know, if you grew up with these songs, they're kind of already in your brain anyway. And so to then pick it up is a little bit easier because it's almost ingrained. You know the beat of the song, you know a lot of the words. And so those tend to be easier to learn when you're first learning versus trying to learn a song that you don't know and you have to listen to it 500 times in order to understand the lyrics and how it goes and how the beat is and how fast and all of these other things. So what I wanted to do is talk about some of the songs that I would recommend for beginners, but totally think about songs that would fit for you. And then you'll have to look up to see how many different chords go for each of those songs. But this would be a few to keep in mind. So Fire Away, which I talked about already, only has 2 chords. So that's an easy one to start with. Another one that's relatively easy to play is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. The singing is another story, but if you want to just practice it, that's a 2-chord song, and it just goes between 2 chords. So that can be a fun one to learn, but the singing can be a little bit harder. And then another song that a lot of people learn in the beginning is Blowin' in the Wind by Bob Dylan. It's a 3-chord song. Again, fairly easy beginner type of chords. I recently played some other songs that are 4 chords, like Fade Into You by Maisie Starr, Knocking on Heaven's Door, that's also a Bob Dylan song that's 4 chords, and then Jolene by Dolly Parton is just 3 chords. So I gave you sort of a variety of different songs to consider, but in a way you kind of have to be your own. If you're going to be self-taught, you have to direct yourself of what interests you the most and then pick the songs that are for you. And I talk about this a lot in my other videos, that the experience of learning guitar is for you, so therefore the songs are for you, the whole process is really for you. The next thing I want to talk about, as we've kind of set, all right, we've chosen a song, okay, now what? Is you're going to have to know what are the chords, and I already shared that there's a diagram. You can look at those and see which of those chords are in the songs that you're doing. And we're not going to talk about strumming. In the beginning, you may be challenged with trying to strum at the right beats per minute for the song compared to how fast you're able to move your fingers to the next chord. So instead of getting stressed out about that, another thing that you can do, so I'm going to play a couple chords. So I have D, and I'm going to play 4 times and then move to the other chord. But if you're not used to moving your hands that fast and you're looking and having to adjust, you could do it a different way, which would be you just do 1 strum, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move your fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this will allow you more time between changing. And as you get better in moving your hands, then it will naturally, you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as you get better, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you kind of get the idea that the number of strums that you're doing is going to get faster over time. And if you're good out of the gate, good for you. But I had to start with 1 and then kind of build up over time. But ultimately, you'll get to that 4, and then you should be in a good spot at that point. So since I'm also on a learning journey, I thought I would share a couple of songs that I just recently learned and some of the challenges. So yesterday I was learning Bob Dylan's Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. And it has a lot of chords that I'm not used to playing. It actually has 10 different chords, and probably half I've never really played. They're just not common chords, or they're these combination chords that I'm not that experienced in, and I don't have memorized the shape, so I have to keep looking back, what was the shape and how do I do that on the guitar. I'm still learning, so it's a progression. And if you're learning a song that you like, it's going to go a lot faster. So I also thought yesterday, I was thinking about Dolly Parton had the song 9 to 5 that I remember as a kid. There was a movie about it as well. So I decided to learn her song, and it was a lot harder than I thought. It wasn't in the right key. Her voice is higher than mine, and so I really struggled. I spent probably half an hour just trying to figure out which key to sing it in. And if you're just going to play a song on guitar and you're not worried about the singing part, you can just learn that and deal with the whole key changing thing at a later time. There are some tricks we can do with the capo that would be things that I can cover in a future video. Once you know the basic structures for the chord, you have a plan for how you're going to strum, you have some songs to play, you're ready to go. And these are really all the things that you need in order to play really any song. The idea here is to have fun with it, and my recommendation is to just pick 1 or 2 songs that you really like and learn to play them. Obviously, try to keep them on the simpler side. Don't take on really complicated chords, but find some songs that are simple. Some of the ones that I gave examples of. You can even just do a Google search or search ChatGPT for easy songs for beginners, list out the chords, and it will probably just give you a list. So use the tools at your disposal to make it easy to figure out what direction to go and reduce the time you're spending on trying to decide which song to play. And my recommendation is just to do 1 or 2 songs at a time out of that list and progressively learn over time. And if you decide that you're not going to be singing while you're playing, I also suggest that you do some sort of humming or some other sounds to get the beat of the music. I find that helps even if I'm not singing the words and I'm just sort of going along with some sounds to get the beat of the music. That helps with my learning a lot. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. I can't wait to hear about how your learning is going. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. And then also please check out some of my other videos that I have on singing or songwriting and guitar. Thanks. Take care. Bye.